Hello everyone, Akinoff here, and welcome back to Tales of Phantasia. When we last left off, we'd gotten down here. Now, we're not actually that far off the end of the dungeon. What we need to do is we need to firstly flip a switch. I have no idea what actual moves I've equipped. Like, this isn't even what I was like using when I was last playing, but that's because I actually played ahead to... I need to change what move Susu has equipped. Right. That's one thing. Because she's currently using them, like, I don't want to use a mirror image and or Shadow Storm, yeah. Because they annoy me. We want to flip this switch. You hear that? That's water rushing out of somewhere. Anyway, we want to come up here and go this way. All will be explained in due time. And part of me just wants to use light speed till we master it, but that's not necessarily practical. Yeah, so just stuff's happening, we're doing battles, and one thing funny to note now that I realize it, I was talking about Radiant Historia, and I was like, blah blah blah, and I never actually got to the point about it. It's an awesome game about time travel. And that's it. That's all you need to know. It's got a lot of depth to it as well, in terms of character and other stuff. We wanna... one thing I will note is that Susu's really not dealing as much damage as I wish she was. And it's probably mostly due to the fact that her weapon is really weak. Unfortunately, that can't be helped. What would be great would be if she had right, that seals that, but I believe it also unlocks this, which we need to go in here to activate that, which freezes stuff. And that's great and all. We just want to beat the crap out of... we've only fought singular ones of these so far. We've yet to experience the damage that they deal to you. Because it's a lot of damage, trust me. They deal a hell of a lot of damage when they cast. Basically, they have judgment, which I wasn't actually sure of before. Alright, I was pretty sure that something like this had happened. Here I am at the top of my item menu. That's pretty annoying, isn't it? I should have gotten to a more useful spot between episodes. Anyway, there's that. Like, I'm just speaking to Suzu, there's like a whole bunch of stuff that I want to prepare for. For instance, I do want her wearing the pretty mittens. And, well, I think that's about all I can say. Right, and I want to go and flick that switch again. And toxic ninjas are fragile as all hell, so they're not going to be a problem. Of course, there's also the fact that I'm using techniques recklessly, but hey, we're going to gain a bunch of ukiyos to sell. And that actually is going to be kind of helpful for what I'm going to be doing, because it's going to involve a lot of ruin bottles. And I don't know if I can win. I want to do that so that this here, so that I'm pretty sure I don't want certain doors to be open. And we haven't actually come across a tough fight yet. I'm actually kind of surprised about that, because all the fights we've been in are actually fairly easy fights. Yet we should have come across a tough fight sooner or later. We're actually fairly close to the end of this dungeon though. You'd be surprised how close we are. What we want to do now is swap around here, and we want to move the water again. But it's ice, you say? Well, we know something like that stopped me before. Chaos Blade, one of the interesting facts about it is if you catch an enemy on top of you, it can deal a lot of damage. It's like, okay, so you want to use it to keep enemies away from you? Maybe. Or you may want to use it to on an enemy who's above you. Like if you knock them up into the air, you may really want to use it. That's the water moving, even though it's ice. And wow. But that was a very effective use of Chaos Blade there. As opposed to, say, this here, which is just a mediocre use of it. You see, when they're either pressed into a wall and you actually get up close and use it, or, you know. Well, that's all nice and good, but it's not what I need. I'm just remembering how many lemon gels I'm gonna need. How many high level healing items. And this is frozen. We can now go up here. Now, going either of those two ways leads to nothing. We want to save, because we have a boss fight ahead. And here's the thing. Last time when I did this dungeon, I had people die, I had people fall over, I had things go badly. So I went into my cooking and I cooked the miso stew. I should actually talk about the miso stew. I'm gonna have Suzu cook it, because it's from her home, you know. And here's the thing about the miso stew. You can only carry one miso at a time, but you can only, therefore you can only cook one miso stew without going back and paying 80,000 gold for a miso. But the thing about miso stew is restores all HP and TP, cured KO. Now if I go here, Suzu's mastered it. So we're all ready to go into a fight. So actually I want to see something. I want to actually compare strengths. 102, 70, 59, luck. Like, part of me thinks that's just the level difference, because Suzu was a hell of a lot lower level than Crest, but she's only a little bit lower than Chester. And it's kind of sad, because she really is just about weaker in every stat except, well, she's smaller. Like, except she has higher evasion than everyone else. She's a very difficult character to use. Anyway, I often comment about Suzu being difficult to use. That's because of something that's ahead. But this is the Fen Beast. Ooh, Wolfie Wolfie. Fenrir's little servant, huh? Well, I think I do. Oh, of Lord Fenrir. Ugh. I suppose if I have the souls of Odin and Fenrir, they're gonna fight. Or something like that. Yeah, right, I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna change what skills I have equipped. I'm not gonna use Chaos Blade in this, I'm gonna turn Hellfire on. And I'm gonna start off with trying to light. Oh, I forgot this about him. He's quite a pain in the ass. Do I have... As you can probably guess, he's fairly vulnerable to fire. But he hits like an absolute truck. One of the more pain in the ass things about him is... Oh, we didn't even get the worst of his techniques. See, while he's not exactly bulky enough to stand up to us very well, and he's quite aggressive. As long as you push him, you should be fine. He does have a move where he sends icicles up from the ground, and that's quite painful. But you know, we deal with it. We deal. Yeah. The Ice Blade. This is a fairly good weapon. It's the same stats as the Fire Blade, the Vorpal Sword. You can actually get multiple Vorpal Swords even before this. Oh yeah? And he teaches us a technique. Distortion Blade. I actually really want to show this off because this is a great move. I think we've learned Light Spear properly. Yep. I'm going to equip Distortion Blade. It's another move that we have to master. I'm going to equip Chaos Blade. And whatever we encounter next is going to, wow, have to deal with that. And as I make this save, we're not actually all that much weaker than we were here, even though is Susha that bulky because I gave her a bunch of stuff? I can't remember. Anyway, I want to overwrite that. Anyway, that's not really that important. We're now gonna just leave this dungeon. We're done here. We've done all that we came here to do, and really, we never... Well, we didn't get to see the whole Distortion Blade, but that's Distortion Blade. It's a very effective move, especially at dealing with like a group of enemies that can normally be a pain in the ass. It's very jumpy, and that may not be your thing. You may prefer to stick to the ground. But personally, I'm a very aerial. I prefer a lot of Chris's aerial techniques, and we've gonna run away from these two. No point in fighting them. We can just take a little bit of damage and run. So we got done with this place pretty easily. What we have to do now is go fuse these two weapons together. Our fire sword and our other sword. No, that's the wrong one. It's one further down. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna have to do that That's where you can use Distortion Blade to its best. In situations like that, where there's like 2 enemies, or 2 ranged enemies, or no ranged if there's no ranged enemies, it's actually very, very good. And we never encountered 2 of the annoying guys together, which, when I say it now, we may actually fight 2 of them. We still haven't encountered 2 each them together. Yeah, combine Suzu and Chris and you're pushing a guy up to the ceiling fairly heavily. And we are... I'm really kind of surprised how few Ecom we've encountered. Barrier? Is that cast on? That's cast on Chris. And that's that. That's an easy fight done. That's the last of this dungeon really done. I'm just walking out so that we can, so that I can talk a little bit more. But now we need to fuse the. We need to combine the power of these weapons. So we know where to go for that. We need to go to the Origin Stone. Where it all begins. Now that Omega Storm, that's not Omega Storm. It's so weak compared to everything else now that I'm looking at the numbers it's doing. But I know it has a lot of potential, and that's the thing that bothers me the most about it. Because we're out of there. And we're back at the Temple of Fenrir. And we're in the town of Freesicle. I think there's a couple of things I want to pick up here. One's in the inn. If we talk to this guy, I believe. Yeah, I'm a swordsman. Alright. Alright, I'll buy it. Only 30,000 gold? That's easy for us, because, well, if you remember rightly, we have a lot of gold. Yeah, almost 1 million gold. Which we'll probably have soon, because I'm going to find a shop and sell something. You know all those paintings that we got? I'm sure I can sell them fairly well here. I don't know why a weapon shop would buy them, but hey. Right, I need to actually find what I'm looking for. One brew and stuff that I need to get rid of. A 7 sun. 2 some silver cloaks. Right, I think I saw... Ah, there they are. Sell 4 of those and we get a fair bit of money. Yep. Well, mine's been Akinov. Hope you had a good time and good night or something like that anyway. Next time, we're going to fuse these weapons. See you then.